Hello, everybody. Welcome to the VoiceIt Show. I'm your host, Kanak, and this is the 13th episode. What's up? How are you guys? And this has been a great week, actually. Oh, look at everybody in the comments. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you all for tuning in. And hi, Andy. Hi, everyone. Oh, look at all of you guys. We love you. So, yeah. And thank you all for tuning in. And before we begin, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any further updates on our episodes. So let me bring on my co-hosts, Funky Almudena, and welcome,
Hello.
Rebecca. What's up?
Hi. Hi,
How are
everyone.
you guys?
Pretty good.
Great week.
I'm happy because I wasn't the one doing the intro this time. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
How are you guys?
Really
fantastic,
good. I'm a mother. And I'm happy.
awesome.
Of
Awesome.
a kid.
If you guys haven't watched our last episode, you should
The
if you don't want to go through the entire episode, that's okay, but you should watch the intro of the last episode. You're
and the
gonna
out
love it.
and the out.
And the outro. And the outro was a cover up to be honest.
It was the
But
cover
yeah,
up. Um,
but
yeah.
totally you're gonna love it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but it's
So
over.
today, yep, and today is quite exciting because today we have on our show from Midnight Alibi the lead singer, the frontman of Midnight Alibi, Mr. James Oswald, and it's great to actually we were talking backstage and it was so fun, you guys, and
Yeah.
we guys actually can't wait to bring him on and chat with him. So uh, let's welcome Mr. James Oswald, everybody.
Um,
Yo,
Hey,
welcome to the Voice It Show,
Welcome.
man. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You guys are great. I'm big fans of all of you guys. I mean,
thank
Oh,
you.
Funky, you've got a
man.
great voice. I
Thank
love
you.
your art as well, Rebecca. And Ken, you can play guitar. You can wail, mate. You're awesome. So
Oh, thank
yeah,
you so much, man. We really appreciate it, and it means a lot to us. And for our viewers, if James is joining us from Australia, and it's where he is currently. It's 2 a.m. in the morning there, so it's really late, and we truly
Yeah.
appreciate and thank you, James, for doing this and coming on our show.
hey, no
And
problem.
welcome to the Voice It Show.
It's funny. Like I'm usually find myself up at this time most nights
Mm-hmm,
anyway. But then tonight, I think because I had to stay up late, it was
mm-hmm.
much more difficult because I had to try to do it. So I'm like drinking coffee and doing everything I can to stay awake. But yeah, but
Yeah.
I made
That's
it. I'm
cool.
here. You know.
Woo!
Glad.
Mm.
Glad.
We're excited. We're really excited. And so, how's this year treating you? How's 2020 treating you? How has it been so far?
Probably probably as good, or should I say as bad as it's been treating all of us. Um, like what a year! It's just so unpredictable. Like how can you plan for the future with something that's
True.
going on like COVID-19? It's a terrible thing. We
Right.
had to cancel a few tours, and that sucks that had to happen. And
Mm-hmm.
then we went, well, hey, we'll just record an album, and we got
Right.
all the songs ready to do the album, and the songs were sounding great. We're very proud. Hi, Anders. Hello. We're very proud of how stuff was turning out, and unfortunately, due
Yeah.
to the restrictions we have in Victoria, in Australia here,
Mm-hmm.
we're actually not able to get into the studio to record. So it's
Mm-hmm.
such a shame because everything's ready to go. We just need to get into the studio, and we're hoping
Right.
at the very least, Midnight Alibi can have a new album out this year.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the year. So that's still the plan for the moment. We're just taking it sort of day by day, basically. Just
Right.
waiting to see if restrictions ease here or whatever. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't wait to get back to playing music again. I miss it.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I really do.
Truly. truly.
Mm.
And I was going through your band's Facebook page, and 6 days ago you guys posted a picture, and it said, there's no better outlet than live music, and that's completely true, I guess. So
Yeah. I mean,
it totally
whether or not you're the person on stage or you're in the audience, live music's like a
right,
religious experience, isn't it? And
fantastic.
that's something that this year's really robbed us of. Like, no, we can't go see the bands that we like, or do the
Mhm.
things that we like doing. Um, yeah, and that's how I feel like it's a very therapeutic thing for myself. But yeah, but,
Fantastic. And we are joined not only by James today, there's also a special guest with James. Do you want to
you
introduce us
are
to
you talking
your
you're talking about my cat?
exactly
All right, Diesel, do you want to say hello, mate? There he is.
there?
Where is he?
There he is.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Oh, so cute,
Wow,
man.
he's massive.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's a pain. He's an absolute pain to deal with. Like I said, I'd have kicked him out of the room for this, but he will just scratch at the
Mhm.
door and try to get in anyway. So we don't want that happening.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
But
we
no.
he's
would
a
love to. Yeah,
yeah,
love him to
he's
be
a
on
good
the show.
cat.
Yeah, he's a good. He's a
Let
good
him be
kid.
comfortable in the show. It's all fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, as
But
my
yeah, so
persona would say, it's a good kitty. Yes.
so how you guys been going with your 2020? Like, has it affected all of you in just your daily
Well,
life and everything?
yeah,
Uh,
certainly it has like, yeah, go ahead, Funky.
okay, so when it comes to, live music, I'm not in a band. I don't perform or anything, but
Hmm.
I do, record covers. I've never been to a studio nor recording anything in one, but I was supposed to actually go to a studio, record some songs like before the pandemic started. And, the virus, it ruined everything and I never went to the studio, but I'm hoping to, go to one after all this ends. And fortunately, 2020 brought me, a lot of good things, aside from all the bad things. I've
Hmm.
met, well, you guys, I've met a lot of other people, and I'm so, so glad for that. I started a podcast, many good things. I've changed, for better, and, those are just, good things. And I don't think I can name any bad things that happened to me personally,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's pretty much all well from my side.
What a great attitude to have. What a great outlook. Just be positive, right?
Yeah,
As
exactly.
Exactly.
as
That's
as
what
the
that matters.
Beatles as the Beatles say, and our pal Stefan from Coffee Talk likes to say, all you need is love, right? You know?
Right. It's that's true. Awesome. And
Stay positive.
yeah, pretty much the same thing, even with me. Obviously, like it's India has pretty much suffered the pandemic as well, but there has been like good things as well. Personally, talking about me, just as Funky said, like 2020 hasn't been that bad for me because a
Hmm.
lot of great things happened to me in 2020, like the podcast and a lot of other great things. Like I'm getting to attend a lot of conferences, like in my forte, so as to say. So that's one of the things. And guitar, man. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten time for practice and stuff. So that's one of the things that I get a lot of time to practice as well and do the podcast as well. So it's a healthy balance, I'd like to say. That's a
Yeah,
great thing.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Rebecca? I
But
know you do a lot of
Uh,
art
it,
stuff. You've been drawing a
I,
lot.
re- I
well,
really
I'm
think
a I'm a
we are on
singer.
game show.
Ah,
Yeah.
see,
Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know you sang as well. That's awesome.
yeah, I do. Yeah, it's almost the same thing that the guy said, but it's been pretty tough here in Brazil because people don't really respect um, the quarantine and see this as a joke or something. So lots of people are dying for this, but finally, I guess people are, waking up and
Mm,
seeing that this is real. And um, the only thing that really changed, that is like unusual for me, is because of the about school and stuff like that. Because I used to pass like 10 hours of my day inside school. So now having classes for like about 4 months, it's something so crazy. And you know um,
Ooh,
the
that
good things,
part.
yeah. The good things is that I met them. I met my boyfriend. I met, you know lots
Uh-huh.
of great
Uh-huh.
people. Uh-huh. uh
that's it. We've all got to make the most
but
of what we're going through,
yeah,
right? Do the best
that,
Awesome.
with what we've got.
That's true. So,
Yeah.
James,
and
you
this is
know,
When it
my
comes to
little guest.
Ah,
oh,
look.
hi,
oh,
I
we
think
didn't
I
know you
should
had a cat.
bring.
Mhm.
Like,
You should show your cat.
Ken, you're
later.
gonna get a
Awesome.
cat next week. Just wait. Ken will
I'm
have a
the odd
cat.
man out right now.
He'll probably go
Yeah,
steal.
yeah,
He'll go steal the neighbor's cat and bring that on the show and be like, "Guys, I got a cat. It's amazing."
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
after the
Yeah,
show, you
Yeah,
go, "Here's your cat back."
cats.
You know.
You know,
Yeah.
throw it.
adopt
Yeah.
one. It's not that hard to take care. They're lovely.
Oh, no problem. So, anyways, so James, yeah.
Hmm.
So, how did your musical journey begin? And how, what were your earlier influences? And did everything begin from your childhood, or you took up
Yeah.
later?
Well,
Yeah.
if we want to go right to the beginning, I
Sure.
was born to the song "Baby Love" by the Supremes. You know
Mm-hmm.
that song? "Baby Love, my baby." That song. I was born to that song,
All right.
and
Okay. Wow.
anyway, I went way too far back. So I
It's
got in
okay.
this band that I'm in at the
Love
moment,
it.
Midnight Alibi, in 2012, and we've been a band for about 8 years. And the funny thing
Mm-hmm.
is, I don't know how far we ever thought that we'd take our music.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you initially get together, you know it's the same today. You get together because you love playing music and love making music, writing music, the whole process. And it's just been a dream come true to be able to keep doing what we're doing. And I think the thing is, you've got to, if you're a firm believer in the law of attraction, with no matter what you do in life, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
music or not,
All right.
what you
Sure.
put out there, I firmly believe that you get that back. So I think you got to be really determined and driven. And I think that's, we're from a small town in Australia where not a hell of a lot happens. So we're not in the
Mm-hmm.
major cities where the bigger music scenes are, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
we haven't let that stop us. And we did our first tour in America at the end of last year, and we got to play the Whiskey a Go Go, which was a dream come true
Yeah.
for me because, like you asked about influences, the Doors, Jim Morrison. I mean,
Whoa.
they were my heroes,
Fab,
and
fab.
Johnny Cash was epic. Thanks, Gloria. Yeah, I'm a huge Johnny Cash
Oh,
fan
I
as
love
well.
that cover. Same.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, when we played the Whiskey, standing on stage where Jim Morrison once stood, and we were doing one of our songs down the river, and went from that song into 5 to 1, which is by the Doors, and to be able to do that was like, you live your own dreams. That was
Exactly.
cool. Yeah, I love that.
Yep.
And yeah, Johnny Cash, it's the same. Massive Johnny Cash fan. I didn't get into Johnny Cash as a teenager, but I
Mhm.
appreciated him later. bands later in life, I suppose. Um,
Right.
but yeah, the Doors. I've been a big fan of the Doors. Big fan of Elvis. Kiss. I thought Kiss were superheroes when I was a kid. And I Kiss, and I still think they're superheroes. Um, hence me getting my Ace Frehley tattoo. I don't know if I can see
Yeah,
it properly
we're
there.
gonna talk
Uh,
about that. Can you
let's have a
show
look
us?
at.
Yeah,
There we go. Whoop.
look at that. Wow.
I, I
He's
love
So yeah, I met him at
It looks amazing. Wow.
fab.
the Revolver Music Awards in New York, and
Hmm.
yeah, I got him to sign my tattoo, and went and got it tattooed that night. And it was so funny because they
Right.
have what's called the black carpet instead of the red carpet there, and all these like cool,
Oh.
celebrity musos are all like posing for photos,
Hmm.
and that kind of thing. And there's photos of me that
Hmm.
night in like where I should be looking really cool, just pointing at my arm with like these rock star people, like just going, look what happened. So
Yeah.
I'm a fanboy.
Fab,
I
man.
can't help it.
yeah.
Awesome. Definitely,
That's
definitely.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
so
Yeah.
you're talking
Kids
about that tattoo.
yeah.
I'm interested in, do you have any other tattoos? Like, yeah,
Other
another,
tattoos?
yeah.
Well, yeah, talking about the Doors, I have it's hard to see, but I have When the Music's Over, Turn Out the Lights in Jim Morrison's handwriting. I got that done on the anniversary of
Wow.
his death one year,
Oh,
being
wow.
a big Doors
Hmm.
fan. I've got some
Hmm.
Pantera. I was a really big metalhead
Hmm.
as a kid. I just wanted to be a thrash guitar player, play metal music, and found myself being a singer in my 20s.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm a massive, huge metalhead still.
Yeah,
I think the difference
Fab.
is I think I've broadened my horizons a lot more. I listen to a lot of different stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, and I
That's
think you
true.
have to if you play music, you have to listen to everything. You know,
hmm
um,
Yeah, and you never know like what style of some other player would influence you in what sort of way. And you mentioned Jim Morrison. My introduction to Jim Morrison was from the I can't really remember the name of the song, but it goes something. Can you take me to soft silence
the Soft Parade. Yep, I
anymore?
can't
Yeah,
take you.
the
The
man
man
is at
is at the door.
the
Yep.
door, and man, that's
Mm.
fab. So yeah, and that, and then the whole Jim Morrison thing started, and I was very much influenced, and I guess in my when I was 17, 16, I was huge on it. That kind of faded away, but yes, Jim Morrison has always had an influence on me. Like, and so that's one of the things. And I want to share a picture of you with everybody. And there's
Okay, yeah,
James
that was
with,
cool.
yes, obviously. He,
Yeah, that was a
can
big.
you
We had a
tell us
big write
about
up.
that picture?
Yeah, we were featured in a magazine, and it was a really nice write up, and it was done really well. Great photos and everything, and yeah,
Right.
that was a proud moment. Like any proud moment, you try and capture it. So I had to take a
yeah,
photo.
amazing.
Yeah, I
So,
think, like I said, when we first started, we had sort of small goals, and it was just write a
mhm,
song, and then play at a certain venue that wasn't too far from home or that kind of thing.
right.
And then we never expected that we'd get on radio. We never
Hmm.
expected. We were signed to Universal Music Australia, which was a big deal for
Right.
us. And
Yeah.
when you could go buy our album at any store in Australia, you know
Hmm.
that was incredible. We thought, oh, surely they didn't put it in every single store. But when we were on tour, we'd go check and make sure they had it. And yeah, they sure enough they did. And it's just step by step. We feel like we feel that we keep moving forward. And like I said, this year was going to be really our year where we were breaking internationally. We just got back from America. We were heading to Japan. We've been invited to go back to
Wow.
America again, and yeah,
Right.
unfortunately, it didn't quite pan out just yet. But we will reschedule things as soon as we can. Um,
Yeah,
but I was
and I heard
really looking forward to going to Japan. I love Japan.
Wow.
Who wouldn't?
Mushi Mushi.
Yeah,
Awesome.
moshi
Yeah.
moshi.
And
You speak Japanese, Ken?
no, not really. That's the only thing I know because that came in a very hit Bollywood movie called Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. That means you wouldn't get life, once again. So try to enjoy your life just right now. So
That's yeah.
in that there's one of the scenes. So anyway, coming back to you. So there's one article about you that I read, and it was written that when you talk to James, he almost sounds very zen, and I can totally relate because everyone can see and everyone can hear. He James really sounds very zen when he talks, very
You reckon?
calm.
Very calm.
Yeah, very calm.
Depends what kind of mood you catch me in, I suppose. Um, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I was into martial arts for 16 years of my
Really?
life as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I represented Australia in Fiji, um, and that
Wow.
was, you know, I didn't really have time for music when I was younger because I was doing martial arts competitively. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, uh, was really proud of that, and I guess I put the same lessons you learn in something like martial arts into music as well. Um, yeah,
All right.
but how
And
I've
what
changed over the
what
years.
turned what
Yeah,
turned you to music then from martial arts?
I always had a passion for music. I mean, I was raised listening
Hmm.
to Elvis and Kiss and those bands, and I always had guitars around and would try to learn guitar or play guitar and that kind of thing. But I never had time to have a band on the weekend or get together and have a jam with somebody because I was always training all the time. I was training before school and after school, and because it was
Hmm.
competitive martial arts, and I
Right.
managed. I won the world championships when I was 16. Um, yeah, so
Wow.
um,
Are you black
if you
belt?
had a um, yeah, I was. I think what happens is when you don't do it for a while, they like suspend you. They take it off you until you earn it back again. So,
Oh, is it?
um,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. But I
That's
mean,
cool. That's really cool actually. Yeah.
so what happened was I originally went to Japan for a student exchange um, when I was
Wow.
16 as well to live there for a
Hmm.
year and with the intention of learning martial arts over there, right?
Hmm.
And it quickly became apparent that I had the time to play music when I was over there. So I got my first
Hmm.
tattoo done in Japan,
Hmm. hmm
16. And I used to go busk and play guitar at a train station in Kashwa, the place was called. I used to go busk there
hmm
every Friday night and play guitar. And that's when I started learning to sing and that kind of stuff because I just figured, why not?
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
Yeah, and then I came back from Japan. I went over to Japan, this fit
Hmm.
karate kid, and came back with long hair, tattoos, and just completely affected
Hi-ya!
by rock and roll.
Wow.
Yeah, so um,
Wow.
and it's been a downward spiral since. No, I'm kidding. you know, um,
Wow, man.
but that's one of the reasons why we wanted Midnight Alibi to go to Japan this year was because I can speak the language quite well, and I went to a lot of concerts over there, and I was really looking forward to catching up with some friends and being able to introduce us to
Hmm.
a Japanese audience. So
Yeah.
would have been great. I can't wait to get back over there. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. They love it. And so coming to your band Midnight Alibi, which was formed in
Hmm.
2012. So tell us, like, how did you guys, all of you guys, meet, and how did you guys start, basically?
Well, I was living up the coast. So I was living in Byron Bay, which is a sort of coastal hippie kind of town that's quite sort of infamous rather in Australia. And
Mm-hmm.
hey, there's the guys. And what happened was
Awesome.
I this is my hometown here in Wodonga, and I was coming back to Wodonga, and I heard that these
Mm-hmm.
guys needed a singer, and I auditioned for them and
Mm-hmm.
got the gig. And I I couldn't really sing very well to begin with, and
Oh,
I've always found vocals to be a constant thing that I have to keep working on. Um, but
true.
I was always I felt that I was always good at writing music and had a good ear for writing. Uh, so eventually, I think my singing caught up a little bit. But yeah, it's one of those things that because we're so passionate about it, we're rehearsing all the
Mhm.
time, you're practicing all the time, and it's rock and roll music. You don't have to be the
Yes.
best. Not everybody's going to be Freddie Mercury. Like it's just meant to be fun, and you've just got to have a bit of attitude and enjoy it. I think
Right.
that's half of it. When you're up on stage and you're having a good time, everybody's having a good time with you. So
Fantastic. Yes, definitely.
yeah,
Yes.
but that's how we
And
got together
I
anyway,
think
and great bunch of guys. I highly recommend if I ever get the opportunity to come play a show near you, like definitely come see us.
we are gonna definitely. We really
You
hope
guys,
that day comes
we'll
soon or
we'll put
something.
you on like
Yeah.
you can VIP passes. You guys can work security if you want or whatever.
We're gonna do it
Wow.
like if you
Ken,
come.
Ken,
We'd
no,
love
Ken,
to
you could
do
be
it.
guitar tech. You could be the guitar tech. Work something out.
Man, that's one of my dreams, man. You just spoke. Yeah, that's really one of my dreams.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, sure.
No,
Guitar tech, man, is the
it's just
coolest
that you look
thing.
so cute saying it's my dream, man.
It's my dream.
Yeah, because
Oh, look, there's another one.
oh,
Oh
This is PT, and I've had her for like 5 days, and she is a good girl, I guess. So yeah, she likes to
She's
bite and scratch a lot.
she's got
yeah. Just like mine.
beautiful markings on her. That cat. I
Yeah,
all
love
right.
the way. Yeah,
I'll be honest
beautiful.
with you. Ever since I got her, ever since I actually rescued her, um, almost every single person who saw her was like, "Oh my God, that cat is like the ugliest cat I've ever seen in my life." And
Uh,
I'm like, "You're blind." So she's adorable. Like, how can you
no,
not
she's
love
beautiful.
things? Like, look at her.
She's unique.
Mm, it's not ugly. My girlfriend recently got a kitten, and it's
Wow.
looking a little bit more cuter now. But when she first got it, I think it was just a little bit too young when the people gave it to her, and its eyes
Mm-hmm.
were really far
Yeah,
apart, and it looked like an alien. And I'm like, everybody was saying it was the ugliest cat they'd ever seen, and it's
So
this
it
Poor
looks like
cat.
little
Tommy
white fluffy
Hendrickson,
cat. Anyway, but
alien.
yeah, the alien, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
You
it's a
got it.
beautiful cat. You gotta love it. I love cats.
Definitely. Awesome.
Yes.
Mm,
You mentioned
Yeah.
that you went to Japan for as a exchange.
hmm
Oh, that's awesome. Because if it wasn't for the virus, I would have been in the U.S. somewhere in the U.S. now for 11 months. Also, because of an exchange program, I would have like a host family or whatnot. You know how the exchange program works.
And you
And
would have seen this in the US. Just have a look at it. Just have a look at it. I'm gonna zoom it.
what?
Well, I got a little excited the first time I went to America.
What a
Oh,
cool picture that is.
that's such a shame, Funky. So, are you able to like reschedule to be able to do that program again?
I can try next year. since I'm gonna be, I'm currently I'm in the second grade of high school, and
Hmm.
I have like next year, and then I can't do it anymore during high school. But then if I go to, like university or something, I can try to, do the same thing, the
True,
academia.
Adam.
So yeah. I had a
And
question. So aside from Midnight Alibi, have you ever been in a band before that one?
Not really. I mean, I had a few high school bands and different things. Um, I did get a bit of an idea of how to have a band not work by being in a few other groups, and what it
mhm,
was like to deal with other people that weren't particularly maybe interested in being in the band. You
Yeah.
know, where as much as being in a band's fun and all that, they didn't sort of take it seriously, I suppose. And I don't know, when you meet the right people, it just sort of clicks and it's very easy, and
Mhm.
true.
it should be easy because it's a fun thing. You shouldn't be taken too seriously at all, but at the same time, you know, when you're looking at doing it professionally, you do have to treat it like a business, and
Right.
you know, there's that side of it as well. So um, I don't think
Yeah.
any of the earlier incarnations of bands that I was in had any clue about that. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
people
Yeah.
play music for all kinds of reasons.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, honestly, if you don't love it, I don't think there's a
True.
point in picking up
And
an instrument. Yeah,
Exactly.
True.
true.
yeah.
You know,
I
I'm sure you guys must have. Yeah. Good.
sorry, you're
You were
cutting
saying.
out a little bit there, Ken.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Yeah. Go ahead. Or
Yeah, he's fine.
who's
Uh,
speaking right now?
we've lost him.
Okay. Cool.
No, no,
Okay.
he's back.
I'm back. Okay. Cool. Hello. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I guess
so
it's okay.
I was asking you. So did you guys or do you guys have some creative differences as well? Like when you write a song or uh, are composing the music for it, and how important do you think having creative differences is, and how does it help the song grow?
Mm,
I think everybody that's in a band or anything like that probably has their own opinions on it. But for
Hmm.
us, I mean, we all like different bands and different music. Um,
Hmm.
but then I think identifying your band's sound, how you feel your band sounds, its originality, and I don't know. You sort of what's going to work for your band. You're not going to turn around
Hmm.
and start playing Irish folk music all of a sudden, or something like
Right.
that. It's but we all like, and that's I think you need that. Like I mean, look at bands like Led Zeppelin. They were such a diverse group of guys, and I guess that's what made them so great. You had your
True.
classical guys, with your rock
Yeah.
guys and all that kind of stuff. You know, um,
Ingwer
it
Malmsteen.
it
Yep.
definitely takes a band to make great music. There's no one person. I'm as the my performance and what I do is only as good as the guys around me. And vice versa for
Right.
them. We all have to put in the effort, and it's the same with writing. Like it's a
Hmm.
collaboration. That's why it's called collaborating.
Yeah.
And I can't
Right.
wait. I can't wait for our new album to finally
New album. That's true.
be in the studio. Like when we get in the studio and we can start that whole process, and it's going to be amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
I
because
hope
it's
Definitely.
it's it's
for
great.
you.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
since you're on the band topics, guys, do check out the James band Midnight Alibi. They do
Thank you.
have a fantastic music, fantastic songs, and cool music videos as well. So yes,
Yeah,
definitely all the social links are in the description. So please check out and subscribe to Midnight Alibi. And obviously, James, his own channel he started, and he also does very cool guitar cover videos of his favorite songs, which are fab. And he does it on acoustic guitar whenever, just to stay proactive and whatnot.
Yeah,
So,
I
and
mean,
yeah,
we were talking backstage earlier, and I was explaining that whenever I'm not playing with the band, I'm usually gigging by myself, playing acoustic music at different clubs and stuff around my area.
right,
And
right,
I always get up with the acoustic guitar and play things like Johnny Cash or The Doors or whatever it is, just stuff that I've been influenced by. And
right.
yeah, with my YouTube thing, I started up. Obviously, I'm in lockdown at the moment, and I can't really get out and do anything. So
Yeah.
I figured,
Hmm.
why not just start playing some music, putting it up on YouTube, and
Right.
sort of cataloging a little bit of what I do other than the band. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. I try to keep it raw. I don't like to use any effects or anything. But
Cool.
each to their own. Some people will dig it, some people won't. But whatever.
Mhm.
Sure.
But hey,
That's right.
I'll show you
And
some of my memorabilia. I know you want to check out some of
yes,
that
we'd
stuff.
Oh
love to.
yeah.
I was gonna come there.
Yeah.
Well,
I might.
here's
You guys must check out this thing.
here's
Yes.
my beautiful Gretsch guitar here that I've been doing a
Wow.
lot of my YouTube stuff on. So
That's the acoustic guitar. Yep.
yeah, so I'm a big fan of that. Um, what have we got here? But, you guys like In Excess? You know the band In
Yeah.
Excess? They're a big Australian band.
Not really.
You guys
Signed
don't
by
have.
the late Michael Hutchins from In Excess,
Oh
who
wow.
tragically passed away.
Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, and by the way, we're talking about the Doors guitar picks.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
I'm a total fanboy, so um, let me show you a few other
Everyone
things.
is. Yeah, fab
I
man.
saw Adam D was a fan of Pantera, so check it out, Adam. Signed by Dimebag Darrell in '95. I don't know if you
Whoa.
can see that, which is cool. And we got
Fab.
Vinnie Paul from Pantera, uh, one of his
Whoa.
drumsticks from the Reinventing the Steel tour.
Oh yeah,
Bit
that's
of
cool.
Zach Sabbath, Zach Wild, and
Man, I would use that.
everybody's favorite rock star. Whoop, Ryan Roxy.
Woohoo! There
Gotta
he
have,
is.
gotta
There
have,
it is.
gotta have love for
The old
Ryan.
97.7.
Ryan's been absolutely amazing support of me and my band as well. Like I met him at a bar in Melbourne after an Alice Cooper show, and he I was the only guy wearing an Alice Cooper shirt at this bar, and he walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, thanks for wearing that shirt." And I said, "Hey, no worries, man." And we got chatting, and I sort of kept in touch and would ask advice. I've always figured with what I do, being a musician and being in the entertainment industry, you want to learn from
Mhm.
people that are good at their craft, and I think
So
that all
true.
comes into play with being driven and that kind of thing. And so then, yeah,
Right.
Ryan invited me along to come play the Sunset Wino show with Stefan and Eric Dover and those guys, and that was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And
Yes.
yeah, and yeah, it's good. It's great.
Here's
That's why you play
here's
music.
one
You
of
get to
it.
meet amazing people.
That's true. And not only Ryan, you also met Tommy, you met Nita, so almost the entire Alice Cooper band.
Yeah, except I've never met
That's fab.
Alice. I've never met
That's why I
Alice,
said
which is
almost.
killing me.
Oh,
I'd
we,
love to meet Alice.
oh man, you're gonna meet him someday. We hope and
I
pray, definitely.
Actually, I've got one
Yes.
more thing here for the guitar fans. I've got to move some things out of the way here. But I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of Billy Duffy from the Cult. I've always loved
Wow.
um, his guitar style. So let me see if I can
Mm-hmm.
get this. So it's an Andy Warhol style print of the album Sonic Temple by the Cult.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. I don't know if you can you see that?
Yeah.
So
Man,
that's,
yeah, that's cool.
Wow, it's
and
like
then yeah, signed by
it looks
Billy down
amazing.
there. But I just love the print though because it's one of my favorite albums, Sonic Temple, and yeah,
Man,
such a cool piece. Yeah,
truly, truly. Can
I'm a
you show the
fanboy.
Slash one too?
The Slash one.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. Whoop.
Woo!
Wow.
And
There you go, guys.
Slash.
So,
I actually
That's really cool.
recently,
that's awesome.
my girlfriend hates that I have all these frames and stuff. She goes, "Stop framing things," and I'm like, "It's my only other hobby than music is like music stuff." um, so
Oh, that's
That's true.
she hates it. She goes, "Stop doing it. Stop buying more frames." And I'm like, "Okay, look, I'll stop it." But
Right.
right here, I recently got Scott Weiland. Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots. Scott Weiland the Wildabouts. He's also a
Wow.
big influence on myself. And it was very cool when we played the Viper Room to hang out with Tommy Black, who played bass for Scott Weiland and the Wildabouts. And because Scott Weiland's a
Mhm.
hero of mine, I'd never got to meet him. So hearing stories from Tommy about like what kind of person he was, from somebody that was
Mhm.
friends with him, that was amazing for me. So yeah, there you go.
Truly.
There's some memorabilia for you guys out there, and hope you guys enjoyed it.
amazing. We love
Oh, we
that.
loved it. We definitely loved it. And just, since we are at it, we just want to thank and give a big shout out to our patrons for supporting us always. And, so yeah, we want to thank Gloria Salinas, who's actually watching right now. We want to thank Adam Gorak and Joanne Levitan, Chris Vickery, uh, Amy Parody, Shelly O'Neill, Eddie Jett, and we really thank you guys and thank you for supporting us and helping and going that extra mile in supporting the channel. So it really means a lot to us. So thank you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all.
And yes, and we are gonna also uh, tell you guys that please do check out our friend Lily's channel, her podcast called Rockin' Realities. She is interviewing some cool guests, and she has recently interviewed Eric Dover, who's a legend. So do check out that
Amazing.
episode and basically subscribe to her podcast as well. And on the next Tuesday in the trenches with Ryan, Roxy is featuring Chip Snuff. I hope I'm saying it right. So do tune in on Ryan Roxy official on 8th of September at 12 p.m. EST on In the Trenches with Ryan Roxy. So there you go, guys. So
You guys,
that's
you
one of
guys are
the
all, you are all really true supporters of the arts. That's what I love about you guys. These are true
Aw,
supporters of that
totally
stuff.
thanks, man.
Like
Oh yeah,
that's what it's all about. It's
Yeah.
true.
what
That is
makes the
true.
entertainment industry, what makes the world go round. Great people supporting great
That's
things.
true.
yeah, we
That's
used
God,
to
I
true.
support
love that cat. That's a
you all
beautiful cat.
now. So talking about
And now
cats,
we're gonna.
we should take a screenshot, like all three of
Yeah,
us.
we should.
Of all our cats,
Yeah.
I don't know how my I wake mine up. Let's have a look here.
I'm just gonna
Come on,
remove
Diesel.
myself.
He won't like being in it for very long, so
Awesome. Yeah, look at them. The
yeah.
cat show, the voices show. Yeah.
I got it. I
Um.
got it. I got it. So yeah. So I
My
guess now we're gonna move on to
mine was not too
some
impressed at
questions.
all. He's looking at me like, "What are you doing?"
So yeah. So um, Anders asks, how do you solve things when that creative process clashes for you?
Sometimes it's good to walk away from if you're having like just a complete mental blank on a song that you're working on or whatever it is. Or it could be a melody or anything like that. I always find it's good just to step away from it, even for 5 or 10 minutes, and just try to just completely forget about what you were just doing, and let your brain sort of. You can't force it. You know what I mean? If you force
Right.
it, you'll never get anywhere. And there's been that many
Mhm.
times where I've been at a rehearsal, and we've been working on a song, and for the life of me, I can't do what I'm trying to do. And as soon as I leave the rehearsal space and I get in my car, I'm driving home, I go immediately, figure out what I wanted to do, within 10 minutes. So I've always felt stepping away is the best thing. And then getting
Mhm.
back to it. So, you know, um, yeah, just
Right.
you've got to kind of let it flow naturally, but also think about what you're doing. But yeah, like I said, don't force it. And I'm sure some other people out there would agree with me on that one. Uh, yeah,
Definitely.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a hard one to really answer properly, but I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Why
Everybody's
not?
everybody's got their own ways of doing things, So, but that's how
True.
it helped. That's how I do it. Yeah,
Everyone is unique in their own way. That's the same.
and
And
that's
so,
what makes Go on. Yeah,
true.
you're right. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. Your favorite tuning and string gauge, Adam D asks.
Um, Look, uh, I just use standard tuning. Sometimes I tune down to flat. Uh, yeah, I'm not too complicated when it comes to playing guitars. Like I said, nowadays I'm more of a singer. Um, but with this lockdown thing, I've been wanting to get back into getting my chops back up on the guitars, like what you've been doing, Ken. Start getting that finger work
Hmm.
going again and
Right.
everything. But
Exactly.
yeah, I guess because I used to learn uh, when I started playing guitar. I was a big fan of the first two Ozzy Osbourne albums with Randy Rhoads, so I was all about trying to play like Randy Rhoads. When I first started playing guitar, that was my thing. So um, yeah, I'd like to sort of get back into that again for a bit of fun. But like I said, I think yeah, more so a singer now. But when I play acoustic, it's just standard tuning usually. I don't get too complex with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm. And so one of our patrons, Adam Gorak, our friend, dear friend, sent me this picture and he said, "This is how you look before COVID."
Yeah. Adam sent me that photo a couple times, and it's like, you know
Right.
what? You suck, Adam, because like we're in lockdown at the moment, and I'm probably not in the best shape that I could be in. I wish I looked like that, but yeah, maybe one
Right.
day.
Sure. So our next question is from, actually, these are two questions
Yeah.
from one of our patrons, Eddie Jet. So Eddie asks, what was the first experience that you knew you wanted to play? Was it a concert or something on TV that you saw that inspired you?
When I was 14, I went and I reckon a lot of people are going to have a very similar story here. I don't know how many people have been influenced by Kiss in their life, but I saw Kiss when I was 14. My uncle took me to see the Rock the Nation tour in 2004. and he thought I was having a bad time because I was just like jaw dropped, like, staring at the guys on
Hmm.
stage. And then, like, at a Kiss concert, there's so much to see, there's so much going on at once. And I left the concert just mesmerized, and I'm like, I want to do that. And,
Wow.
especially you've got to remember at the end of the day, they're just people like the rest of us. So there's no reason why any of us can't do what they're doing.
True.
Um,
True.
don't get me wrong, those guys are Kiss. They're amazing. That's their thing.
Yeah.
True.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Definitely.
yeah, we've all got the capability, I think. Like we were talking about earlier, the law of attraction. I think what you put out
Yeah.
there, you certainly get back.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that
Cool.
was my first experience. But other than that, I saw the Doors on
Yeah.
VHS, performing on the Ed Sullivan Show, playing "Light My Fire" when I was a kid,
Right.
and I was like this far away from the television screen, and I thought that
Wow.
was, and I'm like,
I can totally relate.
oh, just yeah, I was just fascinated by the Doors growing up and Elvis and that kind of stuff, and I wanted to dye my hair jet black to be like either Elvis or Danny Zuko from Greece, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
All right.
yeah, I don't know. I'm a rebel at heart, I think.
Cool. A total fanboy.
Fanboy rebel at heart. That's it,
Awesome.
mate. Yeah.
Yeah, and second part of his question was, when was it and what was going on in your head when you realized that this is what you wanted to do seriously as your career and that leading to now?
Well, I think at first I sort of looked at the band as a fun thing with serious undertones there, but I thought, give it about 6 months, we'll have a bit of fun, see where it goes. And then it just kept progressing. We kept ticking the boxes off our little list of things that we wanted to do. And like I said, we'd set realistic goals for ourselves. We wouldn't go, we're going to go play a stadium show in 6 months' time or something. Like we
Yeah,
still haven't played a stadium show or anything like that yet. But, you know, um, like I said, setting realistic goals, and we'd sort of go, okay, we get to play the venue we've always wanted to play, that a lot of our friends that are in cool bands played. Let's play there. And you'd play that venue. Then it was next thing, getting an album out, being on the radio, or whatever it
right.
is. And you start to
Hmm,
realize that even though you get knockbacks all the time, from people that would try to
right.
tell you that you shouldn't be doing what you feel passionate about and what you want to do in life, you start to see yourself achieving your dreams and achieving your goals slowly, and it
True.
has its ups and downs. But I think ultimately you get to where you want to be. I think. Um,
That's so
yeah,
true. Yes.
it's just it takes time. It's not going to be an overnight thing, and you've got to practice, and you've got to work really hard for it. And it's the same, I suppose, with martial arts. You've got to have that discipline to sort of keep pushing yourself to try to be the best, musician or whatever that you can be. The same as we should be pushing ourselves to be
Right.
the best version of ourselves that we can be, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah,
Profound.
What?
That's really, yep,
yeah.
agreed. Next question is, okay.
The next question is by Almir. Which is the most beautiful city and you've ever been in, obviously, and your favorite food?
Um, I reckon I really like Pennsylvania because that's where my girlfriend is from. She lives in a small town near Harrisburg in Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of Amish communities and stuff around there, and they do a lot of that Amish Dutch style cooking. So you can go to these like buffets and eat
Hmm.
this, sort
Oh,
of like home cooked meals
uh,
cooked by the Amish people, and it's amazing. So I love that part of America. I'm really fascinated by it. Um, and I think, yeah, being that my partner's from there, I think it's more that sort of feeling of loving the place even more. You know, it has that special quality to it. But yeah, certainly, I love Indian food. Love Indian food. Tammy, my girlfriend's a big fan of Indian food as well. I don't know, Japanese food as well. Um, you know, but there's lots of beautiful places I've been to, but yeah, I don't know. What do they say? It's only as beautiful as the person you're with, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. That's
I don't know.
cool.
I
Yeah.
hope I'm answering these questions okay, not being yeah.
Yeah. The next question is
Yeah, yeah,
Rocket.
yeah.
What was your
True.
favorite music? I think you already answered
Yeah,
his next
yeah.
question.
I think
You know, a lot of people wanted to know the same thing. Like we got a lot of questions, which were pretty much the same. So
Most of
yeah,
the
yeah. I saw funny comments, but he said I thought he was going to say he saw the door. I was like, damn, you don't look that old, James.
it was. I'll tell you a cool story, Mike. When we were in LA, we're at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and we got to know uh, Mikey, the old Mikey Senior, who runs the Whiskey Go Go now, and he was telling me stories about when he was like a busboy at the Whiskey when his father ran the Whiskey, and how he'd see the Doors play like rehearsing like every night, you know. And he goes, "Man, if I had to hear that Light My Fire song one more time, I was like ready to quit my job," you know. And he goes, his story was the Doors became a great band. They weren't a great band, but because they practiced and rehearsed so much, they became a great band. And I love hearing stories like that from people, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but no way. I think the closest I get to see the Doors is when I put on Live at the Hollywood Bowl on DVD.
Yeah. Not a feeling.
true. So our final, I guess we are introducing a new segment because everybody liked it from the interview that we did with Georgie, her
Okay.
11th episode. So we are introducing a new thing, hopefully, and everybody would like it too. And so we call it funky questions or funky Q&A.
Funky Q and
So
A.
I guess funky Q&A. It's called, yeah, so funky Q&A, and I really think funky Q&A should be begun by Funky Almadino. So go ahead, Funky.
So these funky questions are kind of funky. So my
All right.
first funky question is, how long can you last without your phone?
Um, not too long. Like I said, long distance relationship. So uh, spend quite a lot of time video chatting and talking
Oh
on the
yeah,
phone as often as I can. And yeah, so I'm pretty hopeless with that.
yeah, I
Short answer,
understand.
yep, I'm
Hmm.
hopeless.
It's the same here, so
What
I
is
get.
what is the what is the last thing you Googled?
Um, about Jesse James's death. I'm fascinated by the Wild
What?
West, and I ever since I was a kid, I've always been fascinated with like the Wild West, cowboys and Indians, and that kind of stuff. And I was watching a documentary
Hmm.
on Jesse James, and I was just trying to read up a little bit more
Hmm.
on the way that he was shot
Hmm.
by Robert Ford. So, short answer. I could go. You get me too
Ah,
excited. I don't want to do another show about the Wild West. Yeah.
Well, we do, want a part two of this because we have a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of questions. So
Yeah.
yeah. So the next funky
yes.
question is, what is the strangest gift you've ever received?
Hmm. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really don't know. I mean, we've had some cool things like Zippo personal Zippo lighters made up
Wow.
and like cups and mugs
Mm-hmm.
and things from fans and stuff done, which is really cool. But I can't think of
Mm-hmm.
anything particularly weird that somebody's given me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think, fortunately or unfortunately for that question, I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's alright. Um,
Cool.
Ken?
I have a question.
Yeah. So what song? Yeah.
Oh, no, go first. It's fine.
Okay. So what song is guaranteed to get you dancing?
Hmm. Anything by the Supremes. LA Woman by the Doors.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe I don't know, anything that Stefan Adika played on, perhaps. Um, Dad's Porno Mag, um,
Okay.
Tiger Army. Who else can I plug out
Oh.
there? Uh, just trying to do a few plugs there too.
Team
Yeah,
Spirit.
look, I love heaps of kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anything will get me dancing, really. Even 90s pop stuff, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. I'll dance to it
Wow.
all.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, ABBA.
Backstreet Boys. Good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, back
I
alone.
wanted to
Cool.
ask
Cool.
you.
Becca, you had a question?
Um, yeah. So when when was like there is a moment that you know you messed up or something, or it was really funny on while you're doing the show on stage that you failed or something like that. A funny moment on while you were playing or singing on the show.
So you want to know if there was a funny moment like on stage, that kind of thing,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Like I don't know, you stepped wrong and like almost fall or something like
I
that.
mean, like we've had times, where you have technical sound issues or whatever, and
Mhm.
you just roll with it, and we just have fun and let it roll.
Yeah.
But I don't know, people jumping up on stage, or somebody does something funny in
Oh,
the audience, or that kind of
Ah,
thing. I don't know, but we have fun. Doesn't matter
okay.
if I laugh on the microphone and miss a note or something. Nobody's going to get mad about it. We're all there to
yeah.
have a good time. So you know, um,
Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
but I don't know. I don't know if anything
Name, yeah.
embarrassing's really happened on stage. Actually, yes. Here we go.
Mhm.
First time I had to sing with Midnight Alibi at our very first show. Like I said, I was only learning to sing and play guitar, that kind of thing.
Oh
I
God.
hadn't been the frontman guy before, so I didn't really know what how to be a frontman or what to do. So
Mhm.
also, I thought if I really suck at this first gig, it's going to get around my hometown and nobody will ever come see us again, you know? So I remember standing there and I felt this hot sort of flush come up over my body, and I'm like, I'm going to throw up during our first show. And I'm looking around behind me and I'm looking at my guitar player's amazing music equipment, and I'm trying to find somewhere where I can throw up, and I don't know. I guess I just swallowed it down and
Oh man.
continued the show, and that was our very first gig. So, but yeah, it was just
Oh
I,
wow.
now I get up and it feels more natural for me. But I mean, that very first time, um, you put a lot of pressure on yourself, I suppose,
That's cool.
because it's more so not performing in front of people, but I think, like I said, probably the pressure you put on yourself of what it matters, what it
Mhm.
means to you to be doing what you're doing, and
All
how
right.
other people might perceive what you're doing. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, good times.
That's yes.
Yeah,
So name one thing you couldn't live without.
couldn't live without. Have to say my girlfriend, or I'll be in trouble. So
And
But
name one
maybe,
thing you
Good answer.
could really live without.
I could really live without. Um, I'm a smoker, so kill me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
I've tried to quit smoking a few times.
Okay.
I've been successful sometimes, and I've gone back to it. It's one of those things I feel that I'll just keep. I'll eventually get to where I want to be, which is not smoking. But
Definitely.
that's definitely
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
I could do without in my life for sure.
amazing, yeah.
Sure. And wish you luck with it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funky?
So we'll ask a couple more questions. I do have a serious question later on. So the funky question
Oh.
is, if you had a superpower, what would you want it to be?
Teleportation, so I could teleport wherever I wanted to go,
Mm.
anywhere in the world. That'd be awesome.
That'd
I
be
could pop over to Ken's house and for dinner, and then come back
That
home
would
and
be
watch
fab.
Netflix or whatever.
yeah,
So
That's cool.
yeah, come meet Funky and Rebecca's cats, and then get back home in time to watch Home and
Or
Away.
get me a cat. Or get
Yeah,
me a
that's
cat.
right.
Yeah, as a kid, I used to say that I would have the teleport power too.
yeah,
How
It's
that's
much
cool!
Awesome.
cooler.
Yeah, like this. I don't know. What would you guys pick?
I think the same as you actually. Like
Yeah.
I love traveling. I haven't. I've been to France, Germany, and Europe. I've never been out of Europe, and I would love to visit. The U.S.,
Hmm.
Australia, like the whole world. So yeah, definitely teleportate.
And
I
we
don't know.
would, and you know what?
Yeah,
Everybody would be so jealous because we wouldn't have to deal with airports.
exactly.
That'd be the best.
So true.
Yeah,
No
Yeah,
immigration, nothing.
that's right.
yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. So, I guess two or more questions,
Yeah,
and
go for it.
we'll wrap up with one
No
last
problem.
question. So, do you sing in the shower
All the time. Yeah. The
all the
acoustics
time?
are good in the shower. Of course. Yeah.
Concert.
The voice change when
True.
you're on the shower and you sing. It's like
I swear to God, when I'm in the
it's so
shower,
beautiful.
I reckon I can sing like, the Elvis when he was singing his gospel stuff. I feel like I can hit
Mm-hmm.
those like operatic notes or whatever, and then I get out of
Yeah.
the shower and I
Right.
try to do it again, and I realize I can't. So
Yeah, there's some kind of reverb in the shower. It's like kind of
it's
it's
some
it's
sort of
fun
trick
to
the
do.
shower plays on you, doesn't it? You think
Exactly.
you're better than what you actually are.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's one of the things. So,
yeah.
if you'd give
Aham,
your
sim, sim.
teenage
E
self
esses
an advice,
comerciais de
what would it be?
30,
If I give my what? Sorry,
Teenage
advice.
self advice.
Teenage self.
Teenage
Teenage
self.
self.
Um.
An advice, what would it be?
Hmm. I don't know. Just stay determined. Stay the course. You know. Maybe don't take up
That's
smoking.
good.
Yeah.
Hmm, nice.
Maybe
Yes.
I think as a teenager, I probably didn't appreciate things as much as I do
Hmm.
now.
nesses
I
três, né?
think I think you learn to
Hmm.
appreciate things as you get older. Like I'm
Hmm.
only 30 now, which is still quite young, but um, I definitely have a bit more appreciation for friends, family,
Oh
my
yeah,
bandmates, for everything a little bit more than I did when I was a teenager. I think your world kind of changes a bit. I don't know.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. That's nice.
But
So,
my
Funky, I
teenage
guess.
self wouldn't listen to me anyway. My teenage self would be like, "Get out of here."
come
You
on.
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who do you think you
basically
are?
teenager.
Yeah.
Man,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure.
I'm gonna ask you a
Funky,
serious.
yes, go ahead.
So I was wondering.
Well, you wrap up with the funky Q&A. Yeah.
Yeah, funky Q&A. So this is something that I wanted to do for like a while, for a couple of months, but I never did. I want to form a band, and like
Hmm.
I would be a lead singer. I would find a guitarist, a bassist, a drummer, whatever. So, what is your advice to people who want to form a band? Like, I'm 16, I'm a teenager, but like, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
the age. Like, what's your advice?
Um, I think just try to meet the right people that you get along with. I think getting along with the peoples that you're going to be playing music with is probably the most important thing before you even start playing music. Um, just be friends first, and then try to play music together. And one thing that used to drive me insane when I was a teenager is I used to hate the older musicians trying to tell me, that I couldn't, oh, you can learn, like I couldn't do something, you know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
don't, if, don't let anybody stomp on your dreams, that kind of thing. Um,
True.
like, yeah, I'd have people in like sort of shitty bar bands trying to be like, oh, look, mate, what do you think you're doing? And all that kind of stuff. And you just be,
Yeah, yeah,
don't listen to people. Follow your heart, meet, meet the right people and get a band going and just play music, have fun, kick some ass and get out there and rock and roll, Yeah.
Yeah, that's
true.
I
advice.
hope
Good
that
stuff.
helps. I hope that helps. But yeah, just get along with the people. Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
helps not only Funky, it's a great advice for everybody who's listening and watching, and even for us. So, thank you.
Hey, no problem.
And so, I have one final question from my side is that, uh, so what is that one reason or thing that gives you strength to get up every day and get going?
Coffee.
Like, whatever you do.
Coffee.
Have.
I'm like, I
Cool.
wake up and I'm like,
Yes,
the
that's
first
the
thing I
best
do,
answer
oh,
I've ever seen about this type of question. Wow.
it's coffee. Like, I'll wake up and I've got like messages from Tammy in Pennsylvania, and I'm like, look, leave me alone for a few minutes until I get some coffee into me. I need to wake up. So
Right.
that's what gets me going.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. That's so
That's
Wow.
awesome. Energetic, enthusiastic. Awesome. So that was from my side. If you two guys have any question, gonna ask, and then one final question, and we wrap up. Any
I already
questions, Funky
had
back?
my question. So, Becca, if you have anything else to ask, you go. I'm done here.
Okay,
She muted herself.
Uh,
you muted yourself, Becca.
I'm sorry, it's because the internet it's like putting everything down so I
Oh,
can
it's okay.
really hear very well. But
okay.
now I can,
Oh, it's okay,
so
bro.
I
So,
can
any other
now
questions,
better.
Becca?
That's what the Watch It Show is about. Making the best out of the worst internet. So yeah.
True.
So yeah, anyways, so
Yeah.
I think if we none of us has any question, so one final question which is for all, and
Yeah.
I guess if the pretty much the entire interview has been such a learning experience, but one thing that you wanna tell our fans, as in your fans and our viewers, and one message that you'd like to give everyone.
It's a lot of pressure. You got to put me under that kind of pressure, Ken.
Aw.
Jeez.
No worries,
One
we're
one
here.
one message. One message. I'm just thinking. I'm like, what would have John Lennon done with that? He would have done something amazing. What can I possibly do? No, I think if you want to play music, you've got to really commit to it, and it's a life thing. It's not just a hobby thing for musicians. And I don't know, enjoy yourself. Um, stay positive. Don't let the world get you down, and listen to Midnight Alibi. Yeah,
Yes,
how's
Excellent.
that?
that's one of the important
Yeah,
things.
check
Listen
us
to
out on
Amazing.
Midnight
Yeah.
Alibi.
No, that's it. Please check out my band Midnight Alibi on Facebook and YouTube, Instagram,
Yeah,
all that stuff. Um, yeah, like I really appreciate all our fans, and I really appreciate
right.
being able to come on this show and have a chat properly with you guys, because I've been tuning in for a little while now, and like I've known of you guys from Coffee Talk and that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
and
Right.
um, yeah, you're all really lovely people, and I'm happy to come back and chat anytime you guys want. So
Yeah. Like we need a
Sure.
part,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah.
Yes, we'd love to have a part two, definitely. And
yeah,
thank you so much, taking your time for us. And we know it's like now it's probably 3 a.m., 3 past 15 or something over there. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
really late, and we really thank you for doing this and coming on our show. And everybody, when you leave, please do go to the description and check out. There's all the links there to James' YouTube channel, his band's YouTube channel, and his band's Facebook page. And do check out Midnight Alibi's music. They are really cool. And if you're in Australia, wherever, uh, I'm sure you can find a lot of info on their band website too.
yeah,
So do check out the website as well. Once again, everything is in the description. So uh, just check out the description. And we really wish you and the entire band all the best for all the future endeavors and the new album. We hope that everything eases down and comes down to normalcy in Australia, and you guys get back together and start working on your album as soon as possible. And really hope that if we could, interview your entire band with you
oh, would
again
love that.
as a part
Well,
two, that would be fun.
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Like, yeah,
Cool.
on behalf of
So,
myself, Jake Collins, Dan Grays, and Quinn O'Brien of Midnight Alibi, thank you so much for having us on the show. And you can get those guys
oh, thank you.
anytime, mate. So yeah, I'll
Cool.
I'll I'll hit them up and make sure they come on. They're all great guys. We love having a
Okay.
barbecue. We love having a laugh and playing some music and having fun. So yeah, anytime.
Right. Awesome. And
Amazing.
yes, everyone do follow uh, James on his Insta. It's Freeze the Ozzy. And check out his Facebook. And here's all of us. So, and obviously, if you guys have any questions or sort of, do feel free to, text us or visit our website as well. That is www.thevoiceitshow.com. And we're on Facebook and everywhere, pretty honestly. So we're everywhere on the social media. So feel free to give us your feedback. And I guess we'll see you on the next episode. And keep rocking as always. And this is us signing off with James Oswald. Thank you so much for coming, James. And we guys will see you
Thank
next
you.
time. Okay.
Thanks for
Subscribe
having me.
and
Thank you.
ciao for now.
Well.
See you